Us couldn't get that these were our last words. Us couldn't get that these were our last words. Love, we lost our way, hoping we'd come back. All we do is love, we lost our way, hoping we'd come back. Us couldn't get that these were our last words.
Well, ghosts and ghouls and motherfuckers of all ages, how are we doing tonight? This is the fucking Roundtable. This is Btmx. I am the Reaper. I am Dead Dreams, the Silhouette Death, also the host of Madness, and as well as Cryptic Chaos.
Yes. Anything else?
Yes.
So we got Dead Dreams for who is Silhouette Death and Daddy, an amazing artist who's going to be doing an interview with us actually on the 8th of April with the band Blood of Beloved and the other solo artist Danny Ritter. They're all going to be on the underground show with DJ Traxxas. So we have a beautiful unfamiliar face that comes occasionally up in the corner. You guys know from the show Friendly Fire.
Gorgeous woman.
Fantastic. So who are you?
Sure enough.
I'm Jonna Lima Chica. Hi. I am actually with the slightly new time spot. I hope to not be an unfamiliar face here now.
Yep. This is our home. And Jonna Lima Chica does a lot of things.
I do a lot of things. But it's all in the name of First Angel Media. So, I mean, I'm trying.
Yay. Jason.
I am trying to pull everything up that we are doing here. I've already shared this over.
I shared it out on a few pages as well.
Let's see how it is. So, Caleb, what do you do for a living?
Oh man, what don't I do for a living? What won't I do for a living? That's the question. No, my name is Caleb Strauss. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. What do I do? I'm the voice of the band MZNZ, and I am also the entirety of the project, The Death of Zenith. I am one half of the, I guess I'm one half owner of Soul Lunar Records. I write and do a lot of other content stuff for First Angel Media. And I'm currently working on curating the soundtrack for and directing the film Overnight.
You're forgetting what other project you're on. Bitch in the Box.
Bitch in the Box.
Bitch in the Box.
I'm the daddy of the Bitch in the Box. It's true.
I don't think that ever will go away. You might as well put that
I don't think so. I think we done stuck ourselves with the Bitch in the Box.
Do we finally have the answer to which one?
Go.
Is that the
There's
answer?
worse things to put in a box.
We keep on asking, like, what's in the box over at our
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no. Well,
it's the bitch in the box.
we used to think life was like a box of chocolates. No, it's a box with a bitch. It's a little bit more realistic.
We also got other things in the box too, because
That's true.
You had to make it back.
It's a whole merchandise package. So.
You come with these little speakers downloaded with each artist's song in the bitch in the box, but it goes up your ass. So they call it ass blasters. And we tried to warn people not to play Caleb and Blood of Blood's song in there because it'll wreck your shit.
I was going to say, that would kind of like...
Yeah.
I'm imagining a lot of blood and gore there. That's
I want all my Garmin Bozia actually doesn't even come with the... It's not accessible through the app that goes with the device because it will cause internal hemorrhaging.
Oh boy.
Kind of like how rotten decay is going to happen. Like that would just totally shred your insides.
And Solo at Death is, he just got done doing well with them too, so it's just as sick. So.
Oh man, the one that he did with him is almost out brutals mine. It's ridiculous.
You might as well crush up fluorescent light bulbs and fucking swallow that shit.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just sheer evil. I'm here for it. It's a great track. I look forward to the world hearing it. Yeah.
Okay, girls, who are you in the corner with one finger in your forehead?
Who are you, girls?
We are the Soul Snatchers. We cover LGBTQ topics, news, also playing music on Friday. Me making resin art, me, Sage, Rain. Me having a every other Wednesday makeup show of cosplay and just random makeup looks.
Yep.
Okay, who the fuck are you, Mr. Whitey?
Okay, first off, I am the Fox, which is the Slutty Writing of America, which is designed by him, of the Woe Foundation. I am also Sean 753, the cosplay manufacturer, custom cutlery artist of Btmx, and I'm also the bitch in the box.
In the box. Yes, you are. Indeed.
Yeah, but the original bitch in the box was originally my wife. Because she got tired of people making fun of themselves. She wanted to pop up and beat the shit out of me.
That's a punch in a box. It's an ass whooping in a box.
That's an ass whooping in a box.
Ass whooping in a box probably needs to be a thing too. That'd be a longer
Yeah, I agree with that.
So you can get the downgraded bitch in the box, or you can get my wife the ass whooping.
The ass whooping in the box. There you go. I love it. What are we here to talk about tonight, all you crazy people?
Dad's going to start us off with the first topic we tried to talk before, because you guys do a lot of what we are about to talk about. So go ahead, Dad.
Tonight's first subject is collaborations with other artists and or companies, people. pretty much an extension of everything, since, you know, as artists, we like to collab with a lot of artists that are like-minded, or at least try to be like-minded. So, that is the first topic.
Working well with others. Cool.
Some people
I
don't
love
play
it.
well with others.
Yeah, I don't. I don't work well with others at all.
Damn.
Except for a few.
We
As my
should
track
probably
record
also,
shows.
another concept in this whole collab idea is when is a good time to actually put yourself up for collab, and what are some points that you need to focus on before approaching another company or an artist? What are the facts and points and keys that you need to have done as yourself before approaching others? And like, you guys have all been in the game a long time, so let's go ahead and start off with you know, the business owner who's been the longest business owner here. You know, owns a lot. help build, help like mother and birth other businesses. So,
It's kind of a joke as to fam is everywhere, because I have helped a lot of businesses get off the ground and then not walked away from them, but like, you know, just watch them blossom under the people that wanted these businesses. Btmx being one of them, you know, get to step back and watch it take wings and just sit there like a proud parent and be like, but the funny thing is that the secret behind First Angel Media is there is no First Angel Media. It's all collaboration. We give a platform for amazing photographers and writers and everything else. Like, while we are the central hub for them, and while we are the first release for the things and everything like that, I always consider us more of a collaborative company, because the photographers that we have, they are not exclusively us. They can shoot wherever, whenever. They can shoot for themselves, for other people. It doesn't matter. The same with the models. You know, the models can go work with anyone that they want to. I don't care. It's whenever they are representing us that everybody follows specific guidelines. We were talking about it before the show. You know, our company, as a photographer, as a concert photographer, you often will run into big shows that you as a person don't matter enough to get your photo pass for these shows. So we will sponsor someone's photo pass, meaning that, you know, we will put out their stuff. We have deemed them eligible for us. And after we look at their photos and decide whether or not, you know, we want to work with them, I give them this big long list of like, you will not get drunk while you are there. You will not be inebriated in any way. You will not do drugs. You will not, you know, as long as you are representing us, you're following these rules. So while everybody, while working for First Angel, you know, follows our rules and we will look out for them and we are all one part of a company, everybody's free to do their own thing because it's based on their talents. You know, logo design, good Lord, Demo Demon, Cody over in our gaming division, Next Ev, he does logos, he does videos, he does all kinds of stuff freelance. So, but if somebody comes through us, then, and they want a, you know, lyric video made, then he's the first person I go to. So we, but the one thing though, you were saying, like, what do you look for? I believe, this is going to sound so weird, I believe anyone is trainable in how to work within a media company. What I care about is what kind of person are you? I don't want to work with anyone who is going to be dishonest in their workings and their dealings with business. I want someone who has a good heart. I mean, you know, we are all broken people. I'm perfectly fine with you being a broken person, but are you willing to use that brokenness in a good way and support others? For me, that matters way more than anything else, because I have helped people. If you're a photographer and you don't know all the ropes, that's okay. We can help you. If you're a videographer, you don't know all the ropes, that's okay. If I see the raw talent and I see you have heart, like, I'll do whatever I can to help you develop that. So for me, it's really about, what's your mental attitude? Who are you as a person?
And honestly, like somebody was not always part of FAM, and didn't even know you guys existed. When I was first starting out, I did it alone. That's why I looked the way it did. And this is way before Dead came in the picture as my partner. The first person I got to talk to, and it was honestly because the lead singer of the band Nine Stitch Method, Seath Patrick, introduced me to John. And she took time, and I'm like, wow, people give a fuck? And then I'm like, and that's what I kind of try to stick with in Btmx, is that we're all like family. Like, we don't have fans, we have family. We want to constantly grow because we want to see you grow. So that's why we created the content. Both sides, you'll find that family-like thing. So that's the same way when we hire here, we try to give people opportunities. We have to let them go because they're not true to who they pretended to be in the beginning, which is another big thing for companies like me and hers, is if you're gonna, we want to be a part of this, and then the last second pull out. Not only are you affecting your own name, but you're also affecting our name, because we're putting it out there with you attached to it. So if you don't think you're mentally stable or ready to be honest with yourself to progress, don't approach companies like me and hers and expect us not to give you the full backup, expect you to do the work behind it.
Yeah, so something that, Mad Clock, he and his wife are good friends of mine. Mad Clock is part of our team, and I was talking to them earlier, and his wife, Tara, she said, the one difference between those of us the people out there in the world that were going, are you okay? And those of us asking the question and questioning our own sanity, because maybe we're doing this wrong if we're actually believing in others and, not being ego driven. The difference there is that those of us like, wow, are there really this many people in the world that are like this? We've all had to, one way or another, face ourselves. And we've had to look at our true self, because we found ourselves in situations where who we were as a person was not a genuine reflection of us. It was who we were created by others, by outside influences, traumas and everything else. And at some point, like all of the people here in this conversation, we have had to stop and be like, you know what? No, this cycle, it's not going to keep going. I am me, and I'm going to be true to me. And like I said, I'm perfectly happy to work with, they call themselves broken people, or outcasts or whatever. We're all that. But you have to be an authentic you. It's one of the reasons I love working with you guys.
And you can, and she'll probably vouch with this, because me and Dad has dealt with this recently, and where people think their names are just that big, where they come self-entitled. And to people who are trying to back you up, we're really, we're trying to help you reach not just where you're at. Our goal is to make sure the world knows you for what you want the world to know you for. Our goal is not to just put you out there and control your image. Our goal is to help you succeed where your dreams and passions are. But it's hard for a company who is family-based to stay nice with somebody who's just plain ignorant and doesn't understand the concept of, now it's them who's fucking them, not us. And
yeah, I may have told a few people about themselves in that kind of way.
We've done it here. We've done it here.
Yeah.
Another thing that pisses me and her, she can disagree, but another thing that pisses off companies like hers is when we reach out to you to help you, and then all of a sudden you're copying our ideas and announcing them on our shows. That's like, do I look like a toilet? Will you just shit on me?
I feel like a lot of that stuff is, I don't know how to put this. There's ego out there, and then there is people who will, I don't know, it's like in any business, if you introduce someone to someone else, they're your contact, they're your business connection, they're your whatever, it's not okay to try to pilfer that person. It's not okay to try to pilfer that idea. And those people will ultimately fail because that was not a genuine idea. They don't have, here's the idea, but here's all the stuff that you have behind that idea. So if they're taking your idea, Will, they're not going to be able to do as well with it because that was your brainchild. That was your passion piece, and they're not going to be able to do with it, you know, what you could have. And I think that anybody who is brassy enough to like be like, here's your idea, but I'm making it mine on your own show.
Yeah.
Yep.
I believe the
It's
kids
happening,
these days say the audacity.
Like, why? Why?
A lot of that out there.
Yeah.
And like Caleb, if it wasn't for like us being so close the way we are, because we constantly talk even behind the scenes, some of us more than others, while Dead's down there changing maps.
Manny faces. Well, Manny faces up there.
So the main thing is if you expect somebody to successfully collab with you, you have to be willing to want to succeed, especially in both of our companies. If you're bringing a message, if you are an up and coming artist and this is your dream, you want people to understand your music in a whole new way. You want people to hear you, not just for the money. You want people to hear your passion and your emotion in it. And that's why I think Btmx is starting to get bigger, because we haven't swayed from that, no matter the lapses we've had, the disrespect we had. And the fam is the same way. They're not going to change the way they work, and neither will Btmx, based on the ignorance the world still wants to hang on to, because there's people out there that we can look past these names and actually give the spotlight to people who want it.
And I also have to say this one thing, because it's been on my mind for a couple of days now. And, you know, like I'm on Reddit and stuff, and they have like these life pro tips things. So like my life pro tip, really, it comes down to, if you are angry all of the time, if you are uncomfortable all of the time, if you don't feel right in your life, it may very well be that you have allowed the wrong people to be in your life. And it is your soul's way of saying, get out of this. I can name one or two people that I look at from a distance, and I see the egomaniacs that they are surrounded by, and they are not that. They are such amazing people. And I swear to you that sometimes bad people are drawn to good people. They really are. I see over there, soul snatchers. Yep. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know, if you're a light in the world, people will try to put that out or steal it for themselves, and you think that they love you, that they are there for you, that they support your business, that, you know, they are good friends, however they find their way into your life. But if you surround yourself with people like that, you're going to find yourself very angry and very uncomfortable.
Not yourself.
I got to kind of cut in on this one, because there was a quote that I actually heard once, and it's kind of philosophical. If people are always going to be in your life, there are temporary people, there are permanent people. There are people that are going to come and go into your life and leave your life. There are seasonal people. What you must determine is, what position are those people? For those people are the ones who are going to define you for the future, and define you for whom you are and what you are about.
That's the damn truth.
And you know, going off of that, another thing to remember is that these people who come into your life were short term and seem to cause destruction and everything. Non-playing characters. That's all they are. They are non-playing characters in your game.
Yeah.
They're a background scene and they're trying to play main character and they're not.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, you can't really get pissed off at the non-playing characters because all that they know how to do is to do that one disruptive behavior. And all you gotta do is jump off that. Yeah, that's all they're programmed to do.
So hard.
It is.
It is. Sometimes it's easier said than done.
Yeah,
But-
it really is.
See, I always go by a 5-point system when it comes right down to it to find out, are you a friend? Are you family? Are you going to stick there to the end? Okay. And I test every single person in my life while I'm trying to get to know them, while I'm trying to find out who the hell they are in my life. Okay. And I always do the same exact test. I tell them one secret that nobody else really knows. Okay. And then turn around and tell them something that if they tell someone else, I don't care. But if they tell my secret, okay, then I know they're untrustworthy. So I immediately cut them out of my life. And
I can see that.
the other point I use is I use like a system like the chaos theory too. Okay, if you can last through chaos, okay, then you're gonna last in that person's life for the longest. The darker that road gets, the darker that road takes. It depends on that person and how much resistance they can take. How much resolve do they have to handle that darkness going down that road? This one, me and him been together for 20 years. We're family.
Now look at
Oh.
Boy, speak for yourself, dude. What if that was hilarious?
You know, though, I get that. I mean, there are people in my life that I love dearly, and I will forever hold the image of them in my mind. It's that one Starset song. No, it's not Starset. It's Gemini Syndrome. Stardust. You know, the very first parts of that, you know, that describes like how I have felt about some people in my life that, you know, thank God I ever met you. Hail to your memory. You are always going to be perfect in my eyes. But it doesn't mean that I have to be in their life. Situations change. I can honor them in my life without actively loving them. And I feel that that's something that people need to learn, is that you can love someone, but let them go, because it's better.
Yeah, that's another
It's better
topic.
for them, it's better for you, whatever the situation is, you know.
See, another topic I know about.
So Dad, like, honestly, on the business aspects, what's your idea on where people can improve, and what steps should people take for approaching a company with anything?
Oh no, like I work in the private sector as well, so like I've done that for the past 14 years of being a salesman and marketer for, you know, my family's company. So it's always based around professionalism, on presenting what you can offer to that person. Then friendships come later with it, like, because without those certain like relationships, like my dad has known people for 30 plus years, and every time, you know, and those are business relationships as well, professional ones, when he used to work for a company, and you took those relationships with him because he built that trust upon them with those people. You know, every time we go to a show or something, he meets up with these people that are regulars. So it's a hint of it's just beyond professionalism. It has to be with connecting with the person or people that you're dealing with. It isn't just, you know, this is a contract and that's strictly it. In order to become the best in what you do, you learn, you grow, you fucking take what you learn around you and apply it. It's just like me being in the music industry for the past 25 years. I sat back and watched everyone around me and what happened to them. That's the difference between staying in the background and watching and learning.
I know it sounds like I kind of got like off on a tangent on the whole, like, you know, love and friendship thing, but the truth is that, like you were saying, these are the kind of professional bonds that are going to tie you to someone for years, possibly a lifetime.
Like
You know,
Leonardo.
Yeah,
Like, and I'll be straight up. I try to give everybody an option, but I'll tell you one thing. I don't care how big you are, what business you are, what type of thing. You first time you get ignorant with that woman, done.
I love you. Thank you.
Done.
And I feel the same. If I see someone giving a conflict to BTMX, I'm like, nyeh. But see, that's one of those things, though. It's like in all the relationships, personal, you know, I feel like, especially in our business, I mean, you guys can correct me if you feel that I'm wrong, but I feel like in our business, our professional relationships have such a personal tone to them.
Yeah.
That you really have to look at this person and be like, can I love you in some way? Can I love you as a friend? Can I love you as a business partner? You know, are you someone that resonates with me? Because if not, it's going to be a hell of a time trying to work with someone closely and being available to them.
That goes with
You
any
know?
aspect of business, I
Yeah,
think.
I like that both Jana and Dead have used the word relationship, and I think that that's a really accurate way to put it. You know, it's something that's going to happen by proxy, even after whatever you're working on together is done. You know, it's especially true with musical collaborations. There's always going to be a personal touch to a musical collaboration because you're choosing to basically put a piece of your heart out and another artist's piece of their heart out on the same plate and serving that, you know. Like, for example, when I was working with Revolution on the Wings of Bees, you know, I did not know Brian from Revolution as well then as I do now. And part of the reason we are friends now is because he and I had to have a lot of conversations about Dusty, you know, and how he died and how he lived and who he left behind.
That song hits right up. No, that's the song I need.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, and that's the thing. Like he wanted, you know, he told me, he was like, I want to capture this emotionally in the music, but I need to know all I can possibly know, you know. And that has really set the tone for the way that I collaborate with other musicians ever since. It's like when Dead and I were talking about, you know, him being on Overnight, he was putting those eyes together. I had to tell him the whole fucking, you know, all of my shit from my past and my history that led to creating Overnight. And then Dead had to put a piece of him on the table and say, yeah, I connect with that because of this story in my life. You know, you can't really have a conversation like that with somebody and not retain some sort of personal connection. You know?
Yeah.
So the very first thing you should do, especially as any type of up and coming company, artist, whatever you're trying to do, the first thing that I had to learn when I first started this off, pride has to go out the door.
Yeah.
Everybody who is a part of BTMX or fam is broken in some shape or way. So you can't use that constantly as an excuse to act out. Everybody.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody has been fucked in life. Life's not fair. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, but what makes you different from everybody else who sits and stews is, do you want to surpass that and use your pain for other people to either relate to or get better from?
Yeah, that's an important
Stained glass
distinction
theory.
because, yeah, it's really, yeah. Well, it's almost impossible to go through life and get to the ages that most of us, you know, we're all in kind of the same age range. By the time you get to that, you know, to adulthood, well into adulthood, you're gonna gone through something. You're gonna go through some kind of shit that will probably traumatize you for the rest of your life. And I think the difference is like the delineation that, you know, Shadow made is, are you gonna use your brokenness as an excuse to hurt other people and bleed all over people that didn't cut you? Or are you gonna use your brokenness as a way to help other people with their brokenness? That's the whole distinction. You know, that's the complete difference on whether or not I fuck.
So before we go any further in this topic, also we got some comments that we need to read. Yeah, also all the links,
Oh yeah,
all the links for everyone's page. So you can go ahead and click right now, find Soul Snatchers page. You can find Death Music. You can find Sean Kudo. You can go over to Snow and Lunar website. You can go to the Death of Xenos page. You can go to First Angel Media's website. You can go to First Angel Media's Facebook page right now. All you have to do is click on the links. We made it that easy. And if you want to click on Btmx, the Streamlab link, it is safe. You can click there, go into it, click on home, go see everything that we have up there for you. A lot of information. The show you can actually watch live on that right now. You can interact with our merch. There's games on Twitch you can play while watching this feed. You know, so if you want something to do and click on, go. You got games on Twitch right now. We're live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So we're keeping you interactive. This video will be interactive tomorrow, where you can actually click on that little info at the top, be able to click on each and every one of these faces in their own pages, and be able to interact more with their music and what they're doing on their channels. So
yeah.
We got Bill, who is another big part of the music scene with Build the Scene for First Angel Media. He is also the other host that's a part of the show Friendly Fire. They lost yesterday. I think I helped.
Okay, Bill and them won. Boobs won.
Yeah.
Boobs always win. Boobs always do.
Boobs had better music though.
When you got boobs and better music, that's a double win.
I mean,
So-
it was like boobies with cream on it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And the cherry on top.
Like,
Yeah, basically.
you would have been there. There was nipples to lick, man. That music was.
Oh.
Hey, so Bill came up with this idea because we had been doing XRP against BTS and FAM, and Bill was like, you know what, we're gonna mix this up. We're gonna pick teams, girls against boys. And I mean, there was, we enjoyed the shows before, but I think that his idea really hit it off, because now we're really mixing it up. And then next month it is me and Tiz, who is the other DJ, and Bill and ALC, Kat, admin lady Kat. And so I am really looking forward to what we're gonna be bringing to the table next week. This should be interesting, but especially since Tiz and I always do tend to lose.
I got a secret list.
As long as you don't play any of my music, I'll watch. I get too nervous.
Wait a second.
Oh boy.
I was doing a show where it's called Twisted Gardens, where we try to have everybody come up with the message from the music. Taylor comes on, was doing a show, and know what fucked him up? His own song.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Can I yell at him, please?
No.
Why not?
I love all music, I really do. But what always hits home and what I always end up bringing onto that show is like metal, industrial. I torture Kat with Seethe.
Yeah, she hates industrial music, right?
I have a
Oh my
secret.
God.
I have a secret playlist for you that you can choose from. With an artist that you guys haven't written about yet either.
Oh,
That will blow the
share
right
it.
up better.
Absolutely. I will take that. Look, it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I bring artists that I myself listen
Yep.
to.
Yeah.
And
And you and I have a lot of the same tastes. We've talked
yeah,
about that.
yeah.
So yeah.
So like if I bring, you know, an industrial artist, Kat can't stand industrial, so
Yeah,
she's like,
she hates my ass too.
and I'm
She
like,
hates MZ,
they're
bro. Oh,
amazing.
see
But,
the MZ, nuh-uh. She can't. Nah.
She'll be like,
Can't fuck with them.
no.
She hears a drum machine and she has a
You
seizure.
watch it like melt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that throwing.
Yeah.
But it's all in good fun, and I joke around that I don't like country music, so she'll be like, look, you know, it's not even a real country song. It's only partially country.
So, like, if you don't like country, you can actually. Have you ever heard the band Bridge City Centers?
I have not.
Oh.
You're gonna have to send it. You're gonna have to.
Yeah. Bridge City Centers have a kind of like the bayou type twang to it, but it's like kind of like folk, but also mixed with rock.
See, I could do
I'll
that.
tell you what. I joke around that I don't like country music, but honestly, one of my favorite memories, because as apart from just the stuff that I do with First Angel, even though First Angel does this now, is I get hired out for like 3-4 day long events, and it's a newer. I was there the first year. It's a newer event in Ohio called Blame My Roots, and it was 3 days solid of country music, and I was in heaven. Now, mind you,
Yeah.
working these shows is hell. Okay, my friend Dan and I, we were doing it together. I was the stage person. He was the video guy for the weekend. We stayed in these tiny little RV campers. We were lucky to get enough water out of those showers to no longer be covered in dirt. We got up first thing in the morning and had to get out of the camper and start our day. And I mean, they're rough. They're rough,
So, like there is a festival.
but they're also awesome.
There's a festival about to be happening somewhere in Pennsylvania. I'll actually send the links for it. Maybe you guys should talk to him because it's a big EDM festival.
Yeah, I heard.
I wanted to try EDM. I know that I love the lights and everything. I'm great at capturing lights,
It's
so
not
I'd
just
love to do an EDM.
yeah. This festival is not just EDM. It's actually metalcore and it's also industrial music. It's a 3-day.
Oh, nice. Little mix. You know, that's happening more and more. There's more and more cross-genre festivals.
It's another type of collaboration.
So great.
You know,
It is.
It really is.
Well,
it's a whole new type of collaboration that's going on in larger.
And it's great. Yeah, it's great to see all of like these artists kind of breaking down the walls and like seeing metal artists work with hip hop artists or jazz artists work with metal artists or what, you know, it's fucking, I mean, I remember like, you know, like back in 2010, like Dillinger Escape Plan had Mike Carson, David Bowie's piano player, play on a track, you know, like shit, like I love shit like that, you know.
I love to see that kind of thing.
Putting mayo and
Satara.
mustard on a sandwich, damn it, you know.
Sky Satara has actually, they're a band in Pittsburgh area, and they have been trying to do a lot of cross-genre collaborations.
Yeah.
So that, you know, there's these weird invisible walls between music scenes and between the genres within a music scene. And like, a lot of us don't think that they belong there.
Nah, and they're coming down slowly but surely. They're coming down.
They are.
Yeah.
And I love seeing it because it's a beautiful mix.
Yeah, it is. Well, and I mean, you know, that was one of the things that made Sam Astroth become such fast friends is when I interviewed him for that First Angel Media article. We both talked about how we kind of considered ourselves post-genre artists or genre fluid artists, you know, and how it's like the whole point of the and no genre's off limits, really. It's just the whole point of a genre to me is like a paintbrush. You know what I mean? So what's the emotion of the song? Okay, it's kind of sad, so maybe I need like a slide guitar, so it's got a little bit more of a country vibe, or you know, it's a little angrier, so it's got some distorted guitar and some screams, it's got more of a metal vibe. And then maybe the verse after that is like, you know, me catching my breath, so it's just like an ambient drone and like a breath with reverb on it. I mean, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is. but like it's like my favorite movies are hard to pin down that way, you know. But what's the richest emotional journey, I guess, and that often takes different colorations, or like most of the time.
So we do got some comments on over on YouTube. We got Michaela, which is our amazing model for our Btmx modeling page. You can just type in Btmx modeling company. You'll go over and see her photos and our other model Annie. We got Amy Sick with Hello All. You got Twisted Psycho Unleashed, which is another amazing up and coming artist. He's finally finding himself in his music. What's up, all my Btmx family? Much wicked love to everyone here.
What's up,
Jet Amy says much love and respect always. Rocky Rob is in here as well, who is another up and coming artist. Says what's up, Rocky. Jet Amy says what? We got Bill over there talking with us on Twitch, and he's also talking with us on Facebook. Once again, if you guys don't know who Bill is, he is host for Build the Scene. He, matter of fact, has a interview coming up with an amazing up and coming band, which you can find that content on Btmx, Soul Snatchers. Everything that we own, you'll find their shit.
Bill is also the VP of First Angel Media, and he always jokes around that his job is to keep Jonna from blowing anyone up. So
It's a very important job to have.
Largely, I haven't been on the side that I haven't been on the other end of Jonna wanting to blow me up yet. Knock on wood.
No, but he's seen the chaos that ensues whenever I look all nice.
Yeah.
I'm also.
I've seen it. I've never been on the receiving end of it, but I have seen it. Yes. Which tells me I don't want to be on the receiving end.
Now, Caleb, I'm gonna give you fair warning. These are signs when you guys should run. If she's wearing, okay, if she's wearing a corset and wearing red lipstick, she is not Donna. Fucking run.
That's Pennywise. That's Pennywise from the Crash Army video.
Oh,
Pennywise
no.
done take over.
Before Pennywise, this is a character she made all way before Pennywise video was ever created.
Uh-oh.
You fuck with her when she's dressed like that, expect a mask open.
That's Lady J.
Yeah.
It's not Jonna, that's just
That's
Jay.
Lady J.
There's Lady J. Lady J's not to be fucked with. It's like a secret identity.
Yes.
So Soul Snatchers, you've had to deal with collabs going bad, not working out, going into your show. What are some points that you can give people that maybe you think that we're missing?
I mean, pretty much that's that communication is key. Even if something happens, like everybody has shit going on, don't just be like, oh, it's okay, I'll put them on the back burner. No, you need to be like, text, or be like, hey, something came up, I'll explain it later.
Also, another thing you do not do is make up. Another thing you don't do is the day of your interview or where somebody's trying to work with you, make up two excuses, both not matching, not even 20 minutes apart, and the same message.
Right.
Yes.
You can't say that you're going to be doing a live show and that you forgot, and then 20 minutes later tell me that you're sick. I'm just like, are you sick because you went live, or I'm confused now.
Or are you so like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and anybody who makes a habit of doing that to, people in the industry really just maybe ought to find another day job.
Yeah.
Just saying. I mean,
Or
Here
hobby.
my tongue, here my teeth, bite.
You lawyers need to practice lies appropriately.
And not to interrupt you, Soul Snatchers, but when it's dead, as a person, me and you, we tag team when we go to do these collab videos because we try to make everything visual. Ain't it a pain in the twat when you go out of your time knowing that you have 20 other fucking projects meaning you have to get done, and then we make the promo, we put it up, we put the work into it, the team puts their work into it, and then they don't show.
Yeah.
That
It's
goes.
a fucking waste.
Yeah. Waste of
And
money, waste of time.
I
Yeah.
think that everything that our
And
companies
talent.
all do here is a type of collaboration no matter what.
Yep.
It's a
Yeah.
way of working together with these people, whether it's a music review, whether it's one of your interviews,
Yeah.
these are all various types of collaboration. And like, what is it that Nate always says? Match energies. If
I like
we're
that.
giving the energy out to you to help, tell people you're going to be on the show. Tell people that your review is up. Share
Tag
it.
the show right. Tag the show right. Tag the post.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't sound like a ton, but like, that's all we're asking for.
And
I'm sorry, I
at
didn't
least
mean to
baby
cut you off.
steps.
So go
Baby
ahead.
steps.
Because you've had a lot of people pull out on you. You've had a lot of people lie on you. You've had a lot of people try to drag your name through the mud. So give some more corners.
Also, like, the time and effort that you took to say that dumbass lie, the time and effort is to share out the promo, make the promo itself, and even just, you don't want your time wasted, so why waste somebody else's time just to be like, oh, they'll be cool, I can do them any day. No, because next time you talk to me, I'm gonna tell you to go fuck yourself, and you will be put on the back virtual burner, and you'll never be talked to again.
So we do got another comment from an amazing up-and-coming artist. He just made a $10 donation last Friday. That's local. That's local. Bucks. What's up, y'all? Much love. You'll catch his music on Tuesday's show at Unleashing the Best. And he says, whoop, whoop, all day. So right now, as we're talking, before we go any further, you can actually click on that stream thing. You can donate. You can go over and check out our merch. We have new merch coming every day into the store. There's games to play over there. You can cash in the soul tokens that you can win over Twitch to be able to have us look at you if we're not finding you. There's different things that you can actually do on that page right there. And it's just a simple click away, and you just click on home. But we're not about the donations. It's more about getting you the info that you need. So right now you can find us as a podcast right now on all music platforms and Google. This show is live. You can hear our voices in the car and wherever you want to go. We're also on Amazon as well and Google Podcasts. Well, we are proud to announce that we're up to 300 people following our podcast.
Nice.
Awesome.
And we just now reached 330 subscribers over here on YouTube. We want to say a big thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
that
that's
is
shot up like
wonderful,
100
brother.
in less than a month, dude. Damn.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's great.
I have loved seeing you guys take off like that. I
Yeah.
really do.
I haven't been there since the beginning, but it's almost been, I guess here in a couple months, it'll be about a year. And that's just all the growth I've seen in the last year. From
Well,
everybody here. It's crazy.
technically, we didn't start using YouTube like this until after we met you.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Wow. So we'll didn't see shit. That's crazy. That's huge growth.
Because we love Facebook. That's where we started, but Facebook sucks a cock. So
It does.
it really does, especially for the industry.
does.
We're trying to produce
It's
music.
just going.
Like, we should be able to
down.
play the music that we have permission from the actual artist. Or Ed should be able to do his show before him and
Yes,
not.
you should.
That's just fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand if like we're stealing music and don't have permission, but when I have permission from the artist
Right.
and their label, that's
Mm.
that's
Yeah.
Facebook could make it easy, and they could actually have you, I don't know, put in permissions that you have for music to be played and check it again. But
Yeah.
They
But
don't
I don't know
care.
why they don't.
It's all computer fucking algorithmed.
Yep.
It-
Like, that's how apparently I'm signed to Warner Brothers, which baffles
I can tell you-
me.
Half of their problem is Facebook does not have enough people working. They don't have enough human beings working. They're trying
Well,
to automate everything. And
right.
it isn't working.
So local
Doesn't
buds,
work.
local buds is our actually talking to us over on YouTube. So we try to have everybody from Facebook come to YouTube. They have more fun, or they can go to Twitch and keep their fingers going while the show's going. So we try to keep it very interactive because we want the fans at home to understand their opinions matter no matter what the content is. Because that way they know they have power, especially with our radio station coming out. It's going to be an app. It's going to be on everything. We want them to understand that it's not going to be full of commercials. The commercials are there for businesses that are not normally going to be able to hear from. The artist that's
Right.
there is not going to be on a platform that you're normally going to find. And what we're doing right now is making the fans choose when we very first opened for these music selections. for the show, there's going to be time spots where the fans actually chose the artists that are going to be very first heard. So in doing so, we got local buds with whoop all day. Who's wasting time, yo? This was cool. I approached you guys, you first, for real. Totally going to get a hat soon too. Would love you all to sign it.
That'd be awesome.
Aw.
Yeah.
I met you, I think 3 or 4 months ago. Yes. Yep. No copyright here for that. So he's one of the up and coming rap artists that I actually play on Unleash the Best. And that's the whole thing is like we actually are going to be covering country here at Btmx in the weeks to come. Rain is actually going to be the host for that show.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be called Rain. It's going to be called Rain's Rodeo. And she's
I love it.
I love it.
And she's going to be covering. She's not just going to be covering country music. It's going to be country music, folk music, country rap. That's all going to be her.
I joke around about not liking country sometimes, but the truth is that, you know,
The passion, it makes me scream.
it's really it's really good. I mean, there's a lot of country out these days that's almost like you were saying, like a mix. You know, it's like a country pop, a country rock kind of thing.
I like
And I actually grew up on like the Highwaymen.
Yeah, see,
My
I love Johnny
mom-
Cash.
My mom was a huge country fan, and I grew up. My kids grow up on industrial and metal screaming throughout the house. I grew up on Waylon Jennings.
Jonna, you might not know this, Jonna. You want to hear some interesting trivia?
Yes.
You know the only 2 genres of music that Al Jorgensen from Ministry listens to, like in his own private time, like when he's defragging from work, are jazz and country.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't listen to industrial music.
Ah,
Why would he? He fucking invented it.
that's all. Yeah, that's
He
all
doesn't- yeah.
He invented it.
He invented it.
I mean, I listen to Johnny Cash, Highwaymen, like
I
all
love
of
Johnny
those
Cash.
things. I just have a real soft spot for the older sounds of it.
See, Johnny Cash and the artists that you guys are naming, they're not country. They're actually counted as bluegrass because they're counted as the blues and country mix.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Right.
because your bluegrass is more like got more of a West Virginian, Kentucky twang to it, and
It also has a little bit more of a punk rock attitude.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash has a total
Johnny
punk rock
Cash
attitude.
definitely. He has. Yes.
I mean, one of the most famous pictures of him is him doing this with the guitar
That-
swing, you know what I mean?
That was on my Blame My Roots pass.
Yeah, I
That
love
black
that
and white
shot
with
too.
picking
Yeah.
everybody off.
Oh, it's iconic. That's an iconic image.
It
You
is.
know, he was one of the first musicians to do that in a photograph, to flip a bird in a photo. You know,
He
didn't give a
really
fuck,
did
man.
not give a fuck. That
He
man,
did
that
not.
man was the epitome of I don't give a fuck.
yeah. It's funny because it's like Elvis keeps getting called the king of rock and roll, but Johnny Cash is so much more the epitome of rock and roll, attitude. You know,
Like MGK just got
Mindset.
MGK just got awarded the king of pop rock, which he's doing really well.
No.
See,
I'm so
like
happy.
you don't like him, Caleb, but if you actually listen to him, like in his actual storytelling instead of the media bullshit on how he's acting, you would understand where he's coming from.
Well, I guess that's where I go back to what we were kind of talking about at the beginning of the show, is like, what kind of person are you? And
Because
he
a lot
showed
of-
me what kind of person he is, and
That's what
I
makes
have a
him-
really good, I didn't always, but I have a really good narcissism because I've been manipulated by 2 for multiple years. And I'm telling you, that guy, he may be good at this, he may be bad at that. I don't give a shit about any of that, but that guy is a flaming narcissist. And I'll put
Well,
him
that's
in
like that
red
Kanye
standard
stuff.
for the rest of my life.
See that the
Yeah.
reason why he is that way though is that's what's different between First Angel Media, Silverized Records, and Btmx. As so many signing artists, we're not about changing their image. We're not about controlling what they look like, what they're saying.
Yep.
We're not about making them go out of their way to make bad publicity to make them look better or make them have an image, rather it be shitty or good. We're all based on making them be successful because they're successful, not because, oh, well, MGK, your CD is not selling, so go act like a dickhead. and start fights.
Yeah, well, and the thing is like, I'm sure he's got people behind him in his corner putting him up to that, but at the end of the day, he's a grown man. He's got to take responsibility for his
Yeah, but when the label owns your ass, you really don't have that choice.
But you could leave a label. You always have a choice. When you're a grown-ass man, you always have a choice. It may not be an easy choice, may not be one you like, but you always got one.
So
You
here
know,
is,
I have no sympathy for him. I never will. I will die on the hill of having absolutely no patience for that motherfucker. And I will die on the hill, and my body will rot slowly. It'll take an extra 1,000 years.
I think I'm gonna send you his backstory later so you can actually watch.
I'm for sure he has a backstory. I don't care. Don't bleed on people didn't cut you. Don't be. There is never an excuse to be a dick. Never. Never. Not a good one. See, like when I act like a dick, I take responsibility for it. I say, hey, I act like a dick. I'm sorry. Even if somebody else put me up to it. But that's the difference between me and MGK. I don't bow down to anybody. Nobody's going to make me do something I don't want.
And no, and as a person who owns a record label, you are not going to do that to other people that you're going to eventually.
Absolutely not. In fact, our artists are in charge. That's the whole thing with Solunar Records. Our artists are the boss. We are their team.
Exactly. And that's where I think a lot of labels are now wrecking amazing people. Instead of actually staying with the music, it's all about the drama they can cause.
We are actually, and we're starting to push this in people's faces more, but we refer to ourselves as the anti-record. We are the anti-record.
Oh yeah.
You know, and we're gonna start publishing a lot of things through our outlets on our media pages that record labels don't want you to hear. We're about to make a lot of fucking things. We're not giving a single shit about it.
Rock the boat and get set on fire, all that shit.
so
Yeah, every fucking record label in the world is about to hate us.
so
Unless they are artist run.
Yes.
Caleb and I,
Go ahead.
if you guys don't mind, Caleb and I, we there are two artists we really have in common, and that is Bowie
Yep.
and Reznor.
Yep.
So,
My two
you know,
heroes.
we know a lot of like crazy little facts, and I live my life like seriously. I want to channel the spirit of Bowie. Like, you know, how he was. He was always cool, calm, collected, even if he did some crazy ass stuff.
And pure artistic integrity. That motherfucker never did anything for anyone but himself.
So, and this plays into what you guys are talking about right now. So, Bowie's worst album, I had to look it up because I forgot the name. His biggest disappointment was Never Let Me Down. And as you know, Bowie was known for switching personas and outfits and all of that. Well, the reason that that is the worst album is because he put on the worst persona at the time as well. Because the record album was trying to do to him what William is saying they're doing to Machine Gun Kelly right now. And they were trying to keep all of his, like, they were trying to do an unfair advantage on his sales. They were trying to do this, that, the other thing. So he
was
said,
very
"Oh."
honest about it. Yeah.
And he was like, oh, okay, no. So you take, like, you know, whatever, 90% of this album, yeah. And you're going to take 90% of my shows and you're going to try to, oh yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay, honey. I'm David Bowie. And so he gave them the worst persona so that less people than ever showed up to his shows. He gave them the worst version of his music so that they got the lowest pay ever possible. By the time his contract were up, they were so happy. They were so happy to be rid of him.
And
Persona
then
and album.
he went and made Black Tie White Noise, which is like,
and went through the
which
roof.
is,
And
yeah.
that's like, that is the kind of, that is whenever I say I want to be like Bowie, like that is,
Yeah.
you know, that whole, oh no, honey, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's
no,
okay.
he straight up went, I'm going to give you guys the worst pop record ever made, and then I'm going to go make a few industrial records.
Now,
That's my shit. I love
now,
it. That's my shit.
Now, the only two other record labels I can, you know, they're signing artists that are like ours, that are big, is Sumerian Records. They treat their artists good. And also, this is the second company I would have to say is fuck, I just said it. Napalm.
Yeah, Napalm
Napalm?
Records. I'm gonna add one to that pile too. Ipecac Records, Mike Patton and Greg Workman's record label. They started in '99, and they kind of set the template for our kind of labels.
Now,
They were
artists
sort of the first to do that.
Now, artists that are more my hero, like nowadays, would be because I just relate so much to the feeling of their music. Is like 9 Inch Kills, like their music matches a lot of emotional issues, and the and like I like the one they did for the Crow. They actually did a song based off the Crow.
Oh, you mean 9 Inch Nails?
9 Inch
Talking
Nails.
about 9 Inch Nails?
Ice Nine Kills.
I don't know. Ice Nine Kills.
Ice Nine Kills?
Yeah.
That
Ice Nine Kills. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know the name. I haven't heard their music though. They did some shit about the Crow though that I'm already a fan though, because I love the Crow.
The Crow.
So.
They did a music video based off the Crow movie, and like the word they used in that was so fucking poetic, and it kept your teeth sunk in, especially with all their music.
Okay, Dad, you officially creeped me out. I did not recognize that, and then all of a
Many faces. Yeah, that's his creepiest one.
And the second artist that's been I've been really feeling lately is Adam Black.
I've heard the name Adam Black.
He's coming after me now.
He's the lead singer for the band Black Velvet Brides, and he's also the lead singer also for the show that's based off the band. They also had a movie called American Satan. The band we love. But he's actually from Ohio.
If I remember correctly, Ice Nine Kills currently is doing a lot of horror movie themed music.
Yeah, I think Anthony was telling us about that. Like they're doing like a series of music videos that are like based around like Pinhead, or they pick a different franchise every year.
Like they have covered Freddy, they have covered Jason, they have covered Mike Myers. But what's fucked up is all these stories that he's telling, they all match up together to tell the whole story.
Oh, that's cool. So it's like that's cool.
Even
all right,
though based
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Even though based on that horror movie, if you play all the songs together, they all match up into one story.
That's neat.
That's
I
awesome.
covered them whenever I not first started, but I've gone out of my way to do some different work. Like I was with a magazine in New York that no longer is around, but it was Chimera magazine, and they had me covering them. And I will never forget, because it was the first time I'd ever seen anyone do this. I've seen people walk out on top of the crowd, but normally, like, they have a platform there or something like that. But Ice Nine Kills, they were at the Rex.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched this man look across the crowd. He didn't look down.
Mm-hmm.
He looked across the crowd, and I watched him step off the stage directly into the waiting arms of the fans, and he walked halfway up the crowd and performed with the crowd holding him up the entire time. And I was just like,
holy crap.
That's insane.
I wish I was the photographer then that I am now, because like that would have been my moment. That would have been.
I remember. Oh man, to see that in person. I saw something similar on YouTube, but it was a little different. It was a Dillinger Escape Plan show, and Greg Pichotto, the singer, ran onto the crowd.
Oh,
I think he and other people got hurt. I don't know, but he did. Like at the beginning, like drummer goes, and then they bust into the math course, and he just runs. I mean, a dead run, just. And made it about probably as far back as the guy from Ice Nine Kills did, but he wasn't standing on anyone because he just plowed through.
See,
but those guys were insane.
Like I work for myself, being hired to these 3 and 4 day events, but I did that to get enough experience that like now First Angel Media as a company can handle your, 3 or 4 day events. But like, it is so, whenever I work for someone else, I get to be more in the moment
Mhm.
than whenever I am there as my own company, because I'm not directing people. I'm not, in charge of managing a group of people. And so, like, whenever I was working for Chimera, like that Ice Nine Kill show, like getting to actually live in the moment and just be like, wow.
Watch that. Yeah.
And whenever I was up at Blame My Roots, seeing some of the incredible stuff there, I mean, these are things that I kind of miss whenever I'm in the manager's position of running around and making certain everyone's doing their stuff. So, again, the collaboration of being able to work with other people outside of what you normally do to make it something that you normally do, like, it can be a really intense and fun experience.
So another thing I would like to, another good show before I started Btmx a while, when I was younger, because Hell's Pit was a while back, but I did photography for Psychopathic Records, and that was the gathering that they had over here in what's the name of the park?
That's Nelson Ledges at the quarry.
Yep, Nelson Ledges. You want to talk about if you want photography photos like that, go to a gathering. Get a media pack, go as a gathering. I'm telling you, you want pictures of emotion and people walking on people. You might get a lot of titty shots. And wear a wetsuit when you're close to the stage.
Okay.
There's fucking Fago everywhere.
Fago everywhere. Yeah, Fago's just yeah.
That's a.
You get sticky, but
you get sticky.
It's an amazing event to go to, especially as a photographer and somebody who enjoys music, because there's not just one genre there. There's a mixture.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they've had everybody from like Mushroom Head to, I think they may have even had Rammstein once. I don't remember. I don't know. They've had a lot. They've had metal bands.
Yeah, last year at the gathering before COVID happened, they were supposed to have Stone Sour.
Ah, damn.
Like
that'd be cool.
COVID happened, so they couldn't do it. So they're gonna literally have the lead singer fucking Slipknot there. I'm like,
yeah. And Stone Sour puts on a great show too. Actually, that was my first concert. 21 years old, I saw Stone Sour on their first tour. They're great live.
So if that's another good idea, I think we're gonna. We already got invited to this year's gathering. So
yeah.
We might do our live show from there.
I have to say my favorite emotion shot was actually shock and awe, but it wasn't the kind of shock and awe from a crowd. I went to cover Flogging Molly and Dropkick Murphys.
Oh yeah, if they paid attention to Btmx, I play them on a Twisted Garden.
Dropkick Murphys.
It's so like, well, I go to cover them, and the guy who was head of security was like, well, at least this crowd will be a lot more tame than our normal like metal crowds. And I'm like, really? Why do you think that? Because like, dude, I know these bands. I'm like, why do you think that? He's like, I mean, it's Flogging Molly. They're like Irish music or some shit. I'm like,
yeah.
So my favorite shot was that at that show, Flogging Molly's management allowed us to go to the back of the venue, which at stage AE is normally not permitted. And I got a picture because immediately circle pits happened. And immediately people were being pushed to the front. I mean, it was worse than any metal show that I have been to at stage AE. And I got a picture of one of the bodies being hurtled towards this poor security guard, and he's just like, the crowd shot I have ever taken, because like you can see the entire band, you can see the entire crowd, and you see these bodies coming towards him, and he's just like, what have I gotten myself into?
That's fantastic. He walked right into that.
See, I used to work maintenance up at the Quarry and Nelson Ledges when they had events and shit. I also worked security too. And
Grateful Dead, they do a lot of
oh my god, I'll tell you right now, the worst fucking events I've ever been to were the midnight raves at the Ledges. And the Corey, because most people thought, okay, the midnight raves, they're thinking it's just regular rave music. You're talking Rammstein music. You're talking fucking heavy metal bands. Like, you got a mosh pit of techno people like slamming each other around, and it is horrible. I seen a dude get yeeted onto the stage like 3 times in one night. I'm like,
Damn.
Like,
You know-
another concert this was bad for is Mushroom Head at the Cove.
Yeah.
And like,
I've heard Mushroom Heads just get pretty nuts.
This is the very first thing you should know when you go to a metal band that people actually like because they interact with them. Is do not wear trip pants to a motherfucking concert. You know your why, because your shit is gonna get stepped on, and if somebody grabs your chains from the outside the pile, you're now in the middle getting elbows.
It's like a fucking merry-go-round.
Like I actually think, like the lead singer of Mushroom Head actually like stopped singing and had to literally like walked up, like picked this girl up, like brought her on stage for safety. And just
Yeah. That's happened at a lot of Slipknot shows too.
You know,
and
though, seriously, I
Slipknot
love
shows get
that
nuts. I do too.
I love
It's
that.
great.
because that is, I know that moshing is like, you know, one of the craziest things. I'm going to say this. I normally don't say bad things. Whoever the fuck decided to windmill kick in a small pit when it is not that kind of show.
Yeah.
Who the hell?
Yeah, I'm used to mosh pits, wall of death, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, we don't set out to intentionally harm each other
Right.
at
Right.
most metal
It's not
shows.
the
Now, I
point.
do understand, I have learned that there is some type of subgenre of metal. I believe it's a subgenre of metal where windmill kicks and like spikes to actually hurt people and everything like that is normal. And if that's
Basement
where you're
hardcore.
at, that's fine. But I have actually been to metal shows where like people are intentionally throwing elbows and fists and kicking. I went to a show one time and like this girl went around and actually was punching people in the head that weren't even in the mosh pit. And whenever they stopped her and kicked her out of the event, she was truly surprised.
Wow.
She was like, no, that's what we do. And it's like, no, dude.
No, that's not
So
what
like,
we do.
so to know that somebody from the stage was watching over this and kept to
care.
the rule of the pit. If
Yep.
they fall, you pick them up.
That's
that
fucking right.
that makes me feel so good about that
See,
thing.
This is what I think, maybe this, you can relate to this, John. This is what I love about industrial music, because, industrial music gets hits, but it's the kind of hits you're not real sure what to do, because it's like the beat's kind of dancey, but it's really angry. It's like, do I punch somebody? Do I shake my ass? Do I grab someone else's ass? I don't know. Do I do all three? You know what I mean?
My own ass and their
You go,
ass.
do I agree? Yeah, like you go see 9 Inch Nails or Ministry, and you got people like, I'm like, we're gonna fight 1 minute, we'll be fucking the next minute though.
We're all like, Ministry, 9 Inch Nails, we're all like in the pit, kind of bobbing up and down. Because this is like,
Yeah, exactly. We're just like-
like,
Somewhere between sexual and violent, and I don't know, but I'm kind of excited and I'm afraid of it.
Embrace it.
That's an industrial show. That's an industrial show.
okay,
I've
now,
never had more women come up and dance on me than at a Ministry show though.
but I
Weirdest
remember-
Weirdest thing ever.
Okay, check this out. It was by a very famous Five Finger Death Punch. Okay,
Yep, they're very famous.
Ivan stopped the entire show.
Oh yeah, he made headlines for that. I'll be right back.
And literally called this dude out for being a complete asshole to one of his fans. He said, dude, if I have to come down there, I will personally throw your ass out.
Yep, I remember that.
Literally
He made
on
headlines for it.
video of him saying this shit.
Cool.
I'm like,
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it was on YouTube. I remember it circulate. I remember the day it hit YouTube. It was crazy. Yeah, it went viral. Yeah, he did.
you know what also goes viral? The assets that don't stop the shows.
Oh yeah, Yes, and that went viral around not shortly after.
Truly. I mean,
Yep.
I know that it's hard to see anything from the stage, but like, I was at incarceration, and they actually used the guards' watchtowers to keep an eye on the crowd for anyone that was getting sick or fainting or anything else. Like, those are the kind of shows. I don't know. Like, I just.
Not only that, the nice thing about that whole show right there we have at Mansfield Prison is a lot of the companies, they try to work with a lot of companies, and the companies that come, they ask for you to keep an eye out. If you don't see somebody doing something right and you don't want to affect it, here's this number to call. Normally they give all the companies that are there walkie-talkies so they can keep in contact with security and stuff like that, and everything can keep easily running, because it's very easy to get hurt inside that place if nobody's paying attention.
It is. I think most people are trying to do things right, though. Most.
It can happen to a man or a woman in a crowd, especially in the dark, in a large area like that. Sexual assault can happen.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can be roofied, and like I said, you know, men and women have to deal with that kind of thing. It's, if 99% of the people are there to just let loose and have fun, that 1% that's there to cause hell can
Doesn't stand a
be,
fucking chance.
you know, like, I've always felt safe at the concerts that I go to, but that's because I've seen the people watching out for you.
Here's something
You
real,
know, said, you know, men and women.
but here's something real.
Here.
There's something really shocking most people do not know about me. A few years back, like I'd say 12 years, I used to play guitar, okay? And I used to actually play in a cover band for the band August Burns Red.
Oh, good band.
Okay, now I actually played in a cover band for them. And it was with one of my dudes, Shake. He actually was the lead vocalist. I was the guitarist, and one of our other friends was bass, and another dude we had was drums. And I'm playing, okay, and I see a dude fucking just fall out completely, okay? We all had a signal of like a certain like motion we would do with either our feet or our hands or our heads, and it all depended on how the situation happened that we would use to actually let each other know. And me, I was going through Job Corps at the time. I was doing security training at the same time. I actually had a button on my back that I was playing guitar. I stopped, hit the button, and the security actually went over to the spot.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I stopped playing guitar because the scar on my hand, I had an incident years ago when I was a kid, and my tendon got cut, and lately it was bothering me around that time, and the tendon kept like pulling in that, and that I wasn't able to play guitar no more. So I got into drums, and that only lasted a couple years, and then I just stopped playing altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think
lately,
you might have told me that story. I don't know. Sorry. Either that or I'm having major deja vu.
no, it was the time you
Sounds familiar. Is that the video? Okay, I thought so. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's like most people don't know that about me. I used to play guitar. I used to play drums, and I was actually doing that shit. And that's one thing most people don't know about me is I used to be an artist. Okay, I know what it takes to be an artist myself.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's easy. It just depends. But I got out of playing instruments and that, and I just basically let the ones who can actually do it now do it.
So the nice thing is about us talking about growth. Btmx is growing pretty fast here from all the amazing people at home that are watching, taking the time out, and also amazing companies that we work with, like First Angel Media and Solar Luna Records, and because we're just so family knitted over here. But we do have an event plan coming up in the year to come. In a couple of months, we're going to be looking at some venues and tagging maybe what the First Angel wants to. They'll be tagging up with us, but we're going to be hosting concerts locally here in Ohio. What me and Dad agreed to. We're actually going to try to fill the slots only with up and coming talent.
Nice.
And then we're going to try to make it not just a 1 day thing either. We're also going to try to make it where each artist has more than one venue in that week to have. So it's going to kind of be like a small tour through Ohio.
Sweet.
Awesome.
And you know,
Awesome.
I'm going to have to get off here to get my growing children into bed.
Well, it's about over.
I'm actually, yeah. Okay, cool. I was gonna say I got jet soon too. I gotta go get dinner.
But before I go, though, you know, there's one other thing that I'd like to point out. You know, the theme tonight seemed to be collaborations,
Yep.
and we all kind of were in the same general ballpark of what our companies do. And
What we
you
stand
know,
for too. Yeah.
yeah, but also, you know, with the XRP show that I was doing last night that we do monthly, you know, build the scene. This is, you know, whenever William was saying earlier, you have to put your pride aside to a point, and you have to be able to work with people who are on, you know, your energy level, like we were saying before too. You don't have to be competition
Right.
just because you're something like the same.
Right.
You
know what
guys
you're talking
have
about.
modeling, we have modeling. You guys do shows. We don't do shows so much, but Build the Scene does. You know, you guys jumped on with us yesterday with XRP, which was amazing, and I thank you so much for being so active on that. But like, that's one thing that I wish that I could get through to everyone looking at growing, reaching out, collaborating with other companies, is that it doesn't have to be a competition.
Yeah.
You don't have to hate somebody, you know, just because Last of a Dying Breed is a company that's basically Sky Satera with a few other people. You know, the band that I mentioned earlier in the night. And I don't hate them. You know what I mean? Like, they're doing a lot of what one of the divisions of my company does. But
Yeah.
they're kicking ass.
There's room for everybody.
They're trying to do their own thing. You guys
And the whole thing,
have things.
wait a second. This is how I say it when I do the shows, and I know Dead that does this too, and the girls start used to doing is when we tell our sponsors whatever we can't do, First Angel can do.
Yeah. And like, I don't want to get too far into doing events, although, you know, we are talking about it's something that we may do. We cover events. Maybe at some point we will start doing more than just the occasional fundraising event. But like, even if we got into that, it doesn't mean I'm not going to support you guys and your events. You know what I mean? Like, I just wish that
Yeah.
people would
Less competition,
understand.
more understanding. Because like that also helps when you have a reliable business that's related to yours, and you're just overbooked, and you can go, hey, well, me and Dad can't do this right now, but if you want to do this right now and you just can't wait for us, here's First Angel Media and here's their platform because we know it.
Right.
Like, you
So
know,
you don't fit First Angel because you're hardcore, you're metal, you're industrial. Okay, well, let me hook you up with Solar Lunar because here's
Yeah.
another, you know, and that just keeps
Yeah.
it going because then we're
yeah, we made the deal. The minute you heard about Solunar, the minute BTMX heard about Solunar, we made the deal between companies. Like, if we ever got an admission, like a submission from an artist that didn't really fit us, we would refer that artist across the street. You know, say like, you don't really fit us, but you should check out BTMX. You know, they might have a place.
Incompetence.
I think that if you ever, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, John.
No, I'm saying I was talking over you. I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
That's really fine. I was just saying, like, competition doesn't mean competence. Like, when businesses
Right.
compete, it's like they lose their freaking minds. Like, oh, my whole business is gonna go down because I took this one dude down. No, don't fucking do that.
I like to
I
say the
don't
only person.
understand it.
I like to say the only person you should ever be in competition with is yourself yesterday. It's the
Yeah.
only person you should ever be competing with.
And another thing,
Yourself from yesterday.
and before you end the show, so we were talking about coming out. So the first steps I'll tell you as a business owner going in, if you're gonna think you can do a business like this and it's easy, let me tell you guys and all you amazing sweetheart, it's not. Number two, the first thing you're gonna sacrifice if you have a family, say goodbye. Because if you want it to be successful at times, your family kind of has to go second. Now, after you get to that point to where you're now making it, it's becoming easier, back off. Because obviously, if you believe in your work, after a certain point, it should be able to take care of itself.
Yeah, and that takes like 2-3 years.
Which I have
It
already
does.
which I've already done. Another
Starting
thing,
a business and getting it up there takes years. It does.
Another thing, even as an artist aspect, once you put yourself out as a type of person or a type of artist that you're trying to represent yourself, don't switch that shit up after you make it. Stick with your goals because that makes you more real. That makes the content more legit. That makes you come better off because they're not, I worked with First Angel and it was great this time. And now I'm just going to be a twat the next time. No, you just can't do that because now we're not understanding how to take care of you because now you're not working on the same level.
Match energies.
Match energies. It really does come down to that. I mean, like we were saying before, who do you look for? Well, we've talked about who we look for. What do you look for to know that you're not going to work with someone? Are their likes fake?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you
a lot
right
of that
now,
shit out there.
See that every single one of ours is organic.
It's hard to get, but it's worth it because it means the people have come to you because they actually like your shit. And to be absolutely honest, I feel like any media company of any kind in the world, I don't care if you work with music, models, I don't care if you're a news company. If you are falsifying your audience, then you are not matching energies with the people who are paying for your services. And that even comes down to like newspapers that, I don't care who you are out in the world. Like if you are falsifying your numbers, if you are lying about who you are as a band, as a business, as a persona, it
It'll
really
come out.
It always
will come out.
will. It always will. And we were saying earlier today, we were talking about being your authentic self, like finding the real you. And man, I will tell you what, people out there who falsify who they are, with the people who are when they're found out, they're destroyed. I don't mean like they're destroyed. I mean people get the pitchforks.
They're done. They get canceled basically.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is though, like about the whole keep up that energy. It's basically you got to keep that same energy you had, okay? And if you like try to dumb it down, okay, you're basically dumbing yourself down with it too. And people don't realize that you got to keep that same energy flowing. And there's a TikToker that I follow, and he does like things for military and that about keep that same energy or fighters or whatever the topic is for a week. And he says, keep that same energy because if you don't keep that same energy, you're not going to succeed. You're not going to go nowhere. You're going to want to like fall backwards.
If your energy is to lie and to deceive and to, like William was saying earlier, I'm going to give you two different excuses 20 minutes apart that make no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like this stuff gets found out and nobody has to ever say a word. There are people out there that I will refuse to speak to who hate my guts because they think that I'm out there talking behind their back. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not.
We don't got time.
I don't
have time.
I don't have time.
like
it.
the best way to put it in just like terms is we don't live in the land of fuckery. We don't have time.
I love that.
Or
That's
like
fucking great.
Like if we don't have time for our own family's fuckery, how the fuck do we have time for your fuckery? We just don't have
And
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
and what they see coming back at them, these people that we don't even think about for years.
Yeah. Or Kevin
What they
Hart.
see coming back at them is not
I mentioned
us, it's their own karma. And I really do live my life by allowing other people's karma to come back to them. I don't need to get it. Karma's a bitch. I don't want to fuck with her. I don't need to
She
get
got
her
it.
way. She's got this handled. I'm over here.
And
trying
she
to
don't like
figure
being
it out.
she don't like being rushed either. So just let
No.
the bitch
So I'm
let the
over
bitch
here.
do her shit.
I'm doing my own thing, and I don't want her attention because who knows if there's karma from years ago that I haven't paid for. No, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep her off my doorstep. I mean, really, that is something that I think people don't understand, is that people like, all of us, and William's so right. It never gets easier.
Yeah.
Because every time any of us find a way to make our lives easier, all we've really done is opened up another few minutes for us to do yet another thing.
fuck.
Like,
Bless you.
we're just
Bless
like,
you.
well,
and like the very first thing I'm gonna say, maybe John doesn't agree, but we are not fucking bakers. We ain't gonna sugarcoat that shit no more. We can only make it shining so much before everybody knows it's fake.
Glitter turd is still a glitter turd.
yes.
Yep,
And that's why we don't
exactly.
try to put glitter on a turd, because really,
No.
why waste our time? Our
Yep.
time is precious.
So we
Like,
are.
yeah, pretty.
So we are at the end of our show, guys, and thank you guys so much for showing up. Hopefully, we can get you back on the show. I know that we actually
It's a good one.
We're going to actually have Raven, who is Joseph, going to be on next week's show.
Yes.
And Nathan,
Awesome.
Matt Clock's also going to be joining us.
I am going to try to be on. As you saw, I had to turn off my stuff because I'm running out there telling preteens and teens that they gotta, did you brush your teeth? Did you already take your shower? Did you? You guys know.
Yeah. Sorry, Caleb. It was Caleb's fault. I had to give him a hole.
But yeah, I am
Dead
going to try
night.
to be popping in and out whenever I possibly can on Sunday nights. I know we have a new time, and it makes it a little bit easier for me because 10 o'clock is the witching hour. About this time, I'm about to go out there and pull the whole mom thing, Get to bed.
Why is it squashing underwear on the floor?
So don't forget to go check out First Angel Media. The links are right there on the YouTube, Facebook, and
Thank
Twitch.
you.
You can click on that.
That's how we can help you.
Go check out Lunar Records. Definitely keep a big eye out on Death and Xena's page in the next couple of days.
Yeah, we got a big drop this week, boy. With Sam Asteroth.
Hell yeah.
Again, Dead Dreams, also Dead Dreams and Blood of Beloved have a big drop coming as well.
Now, when is that one again?
Yeah, when
The Underground show on the 8th.
on the 8th. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
It is just pure evil magnanimousness. You're gonna love it.
Wait. I think the 8th is also whenever Matt Clock puts his album out. So that's like
You're right. So that's gonna be that's gonna be one of those like double music.
We're gonna be fangirling, Caleb. You know,
Yeah, I know.
we're gonna
That's
be fangirling
That's
all
what it'd be
over
one of
the
those Fridays where it's just like a couple of weeks ago, like Stabbing Westward Sea, then A Killer's Confession all came out at one time. This is going to be another one of
you and I
those
were
where it's like,
oh my god.
ah, I don't even know where to go first. Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Way to go, George.
But on that show with DJ Draxus, they're actually going to have Danny Ritter, who also did another Mad
Yeah.
with Blood of Beloved as well.
She does this crazy like black metal rap voice. It's insane. It's amazing. She's amazing. Yeah, she's crazy.
So everybody gets to
I
see
love
her,
it.
get to know who she is at the Underground show on the 8th. And we'll also have both sides of Blood of Beloved. We'll have Skeptic and Nightshade.
Yep.
Let Death, Danny Ritter. Don't forget this Friday, guys, at the Underground Show. We're gonna have Babel the Demon herself. Her promo's up running around right now. She'll be joining us so we can get inside her mind and behind her music and stuff like that. Because we like to talk more about the person and the music, so you can adapt better to it. The following week, after the 8th, on the 15th, on the Underground Show, we have another amazing interview with Naxia, which is a female-fronted band, and then directly after that, we get to go do an interview with her husband and his band, Carbon Stone, on the 24th. So we're constantly filled. Don't forget, the 23rd is going to be a First Angel Media Model Day on Saturday. All about the models, all about their services, what they could do, who has what's going on, how to get a hold of them, who they are personally. Them are all questions you can have all answered on 23rd of April.
Really looking forward to that.
We're going to have a whole show. The whole thing is going to be based around them and everyone at First Angel Media who's going to be a part of that. So be watching out for that. We also got Soul Death kicking up the notches with Cryptic Chaos. And there's not going to be Madness. Madness is coming down for a while. But it's going to have another show going to spot. And you guys just wait to see about that on Btmx. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube and you're a first time. Don't forget to hit that little bell beside it. We have shows all week long. All has its own little taste and flavor to it, so we can fit everyone's needs. We are picking up country for you country fans, where Rain from Soul Snatchers will be taking over that. And then don't forget, all our shows will be back up this week. And we do apologize. We had a lot of things going in with the families dying and shit like that. So we'll be back this week. You guys will see for the very first time when Mom's Care to Share show comes back, where you get to see that beautiful man that's above me, Mr. Caleb, did the intro for that show. So you guys will hear for the very first time and actually see it's the whole intro video.
I'm looking forward to see what you did with the intro, with the song. That's going to be cool.
So definitely, everybody check out all these links later on tomorrow when you come back to watch this, because we know you guys all do. We'll end up having this more interactional, so you can click the little information button at the top, be able to click on everybody's channels, and get to know them yourselves. So, Dad, you go ahead and take it on from here, and thank you guys so much for being a part of the Btmx's family.
Thank you, guys. Great show tonight.
It's been great being on. Thank you.
It's been awesome. Thanks, guys. Good night.
Ghosts and ghouls and motherfuckers of all ages, that is the round table. So, we will be paying attention. Now it's just the Soul Snatchers. It's all you guys.
Whenever you're ready.
That's all you. Right now.
Oh, all right.
That's the show. That's the round table. Again, like Shadow said, there will be no madness for about 3 weeks. I need a break. But I will be on every Thursday with Cryptic Chaos. So, I will catch you guys on the grave side.
Us couldn't get that these were our last words. Us couldn't get that these were our last words. Love we lost away, hoping we'd come back. All we do is love we lost away.